Well, what is human design? This amazing tool that has completely changed my life and the way in which I interact with the world. Basically, human design is a system that wants us to remember who we are before the world told us who to be. There are so many expectations, so many rules that are created in education by society, by our families, that we actually forget who we are and we start just acting as someone who we're not. So, human design holds the energy in which we were born, the purest of our energies, and it will show us how we are actually wired, what our gifts are, how our body is meant to make decisions, what blocks us from expansion in the purest of ways. This will be who I was before I decided to be someone else. So now, when you get this map and you start decoding it, you will know how your body is wired to make decisions. You will have complete clarity on what you came to give in this world. So, what your talents are, what your gifts are. And you will be super conscious and super aware of what are your vulnerabilities as well, what blocks keeps you from expanding. So, what I love about this is that it is a tool made for self acceptance. The system was canalized by Rahu in 1978 in Ibiza. He heard a voice which dictated the system. And the system is a mixture of the I Ching, astrology, the chakra system, and the Kabbalah. The one with which I identify as in my way of living and has completely transformed the way in which I see the world is the Tao. The Taoist philosophy and the I Ching. And basically, what it says is that every man has its path, but we forget we are in this path and we walk another person's path. And this makes life difficult. We take the path with resistance. We forget we can walk in the path of less resistance. What is the path of less resistance? The way in which nature works. So nature doesn't think like, oh, the water would be like, oh, should I take this rock or this or the other? Or the tree, the branch wouldn't say, should I go this side? There's more sun here or the other. It's not about strategy. The two principles of the Tao is spontaneity and naturality. And when we're actually able to function in this way, the most spontaneous and natural way in which we're actually wired and not trying to be someone or to play with someone else's rules, then is when we're actually contributing to the harmony of the whole natural flow. So basically, there is with the I Ching 64 different energies and archetypes in which the energy would have the complete interconnected network. So the day we were born holds all our conscious personality. And 88 days before we were born is our unconscious side. So the beautiful thing about this is that the how the planets were aligned in these two specific dates will bring the energies of the cosmos inside of us. We are representations of the biggest cosmos, and that's inside of us, and we will have these energetic tendencies. And what I love is that when we work with the unconscious side and the conscious side and we mix them, we can actually understand what are these hidden patterns that are not letting us move forward and expand. And when we are aware, we can change things. So when you see the human body, the body graph, you would see on one side all the traits that are in the conscious personality that are in the dark side, the black, or the red, that is all the unconscious. So, how does this work? We all are born with the energetic fields in our chakras. So, each of the geometric figures that you see in the graph are the chakras that are energetic points, the glands actually, in our body. And all the channels and the gates that are the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching is what transports the energy around us. So that's how the whole system works. However, we don't have the whole system, energetic system, complete. We complete this through the others. So everything I have in color, everything you see in color, is everything that is consistent in me, is the energy that I have consistent. And everything you see in white will be the energy that we take from the others. Basically, in these spots where we have white is where we receive the energy of others, and that's when we are conditioned. There we have the fears of others, the emotions of others, the way in which others are inspired, think, communicate. But this beautiful mixture is the way in which we match with others as well. So, this is the configuration, for example, a classical configuration of a partner, like people who end up getting married, for example. So, this is person A. You can see all the color the person has, and that's person B. You can see that there is way more white. And when both are interacting, then we have this different energetic mechanic, which is that they feel they are like one whole person. And that's like the feeling of being in love, for example, when you're like, oh, this person completes me. Now I feel complete. But actually, the persons are seeing the world in complete different ways. And one is giving all the energy to the other, and we're receiving in the other way. And that happens with every interaction we have. So we are always absorbing energy from everyone every time we are 3 meters apart. This brings conditioning. Since we are absorbing all this energy through our lives all the time, we don't really know what's ours and what's not ours. And that's the huge challenge that we have through this tool. We're going to understand what is all the energy that we are gaining from others that makes us go out of our path. So if I'm always absorbing other people's fears and I'm always absorbing other people's emotions and thoughts, I suddenly start making decisions out of what other people are and not out of myself. And we start getting layers and layers and layers of things that we consider to be true that are actually not ours. So, what we're going to do with human design is the 7-year deconditioning process. So, it's removing all these layers that we learn that we hold us true through life. And we're going to remember what we have behind that actually make us who we are. That's the huge dream about this tool. It's becoming who we actually are, understanding the patterns that our relationships has, understanding why other people are unique as well, and also accepting their uniqueness, and understanding that we have different paths and we should not try to walk the same one. Once we feel this, we embody this design, we know what belongs to me and what belongs to the other, we are able to have way better relationships because we understand the uniqueness of each person. We don't try to change anyone, and no one tries to change us. So, human design is a tool for us, but it's a tool also for everyone who's around us for understanding their authenticity and honor it.